Alrighty, today I'm going to take you on an adventure. You can see how I get nothing done all day. We're at 2 o'clock, and I say 2, or I say we because I got Sam with me today.
What's up, folks?
And we are going to get some metal to work on a car. And like I said, it's 2 o'clock, and we've been going at it all morning trying to get the shop wired up. Got a new breaker panel. Of course, ran out of parts for that also. So we gotta get more parts for that, more parts for other stuff. Been building the chicken coop. Need to mow the grass. Trying to do that before it's gonna rain. That ain't gonna happen. So we're going to get steel now. I was gonna go a different route, kind of make a circle, but the train beat me there, and I don't feel like waiting on it. So we're just gonna do double the driving. Does that make sense? So let's go get some steel. Well, we made it. Didn't lose any metal, no casualties. I'd say it was a successful mission. Now we're gonna unload this, relieve ourselves, refuel ourselves, go back into town, go get some food for lunch, because it's like 3 o'clock now. We still haven't eaten nothing, kind of getting hungry. So that's where we're standing at as of right now. Maybe we'll get something done today. Probably not. Figure it, put a hydraulic pump on that thing. You just hit a switch. Alright, let's roll. Alright, so we made it to the steel place. $466 later, we're getting loaded up. And then we're going to head back to the house. I was going to do a round loop around Montgomery, but the way the steel is on the trailer, I don't really want to cruise all over. So we're going to drive a little bit extra. I was trying not to, but oh well. I'd rather not have metal fall off the trailer and cause a wreck than waste a little bit of time. So we're going to do that now. Well, we made it. Didn't lose any metal, no casualties. I'd say it was a successful mission. Now we're going to unload this, relieve ourselves, refuel ourselves, go back into town, go get some food for lunch, because it's like 3 o'clock now. We still haven't eaten nothing, kind of getting hungry. So that's where we're standing at as of right now. Maybe we'll get something done today. Probably not. Figure it, put a hydraulic pump on that thing. You just hit a switch. Alright, let's roll. Alrighty, we went to Lowe's. That sucks. We bought more. Ooh, that didn't sound good. Bought more stuff than what we needed. That didn't sound good at all.
That did sound good.
We better get out and check that out. That doesn't sound good. Alright, so after a careful inspection, apparently my new tires rubbed. So I didn't know that until now. But, gotta do some work to the front end of this truck anyways. But yeah, we went to Lowe's, got more stuff than what we needed. Basically, to save another trip. I got some AC lines dripping on my back porch, which isn't cool because I like to sit on my back porch and I don't want to shower while I'm sitting on my back porch. So we'll go ahead and knock that out. But now it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We get to deal with traffic. This ought to be fun. So we'll give you an update when we get back home. Alright, so after further investigation, we found out the tires aren't scrubbing. Something worse. I don't know what it is yet. Thinking a wheel bearing. Fortunately, I was planning on changing those out anyways. I got 2 of them purchased. Only had one of them in stock, so I just got one. So I've been trying to determine which one's the worst of the 2. Swap them out. We'll see. Alright, we're on day 2. I got tired yesterday. Called it quits about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Went inside, ate some dinner. Wasn't going to come back out. Said screw it, I got tired. But I did come out and clean up a little bit. Got the welder kind of cleaned off. Organized some of the tools. I got the air compressor hooked up. It's working. Forgot that I removed the valve on the bottom. So as soon as I fired it up, it was leaking air. And I scrounged around and find a plug. But we're on to bigger, better things today. Got the truck in the shop. Lighting's horrible. It's bright outside. Super grateful I have a shop for being able to work on concrete again. The only thing is I need a bigger shop still. As you can see, it's kind of a tight fit. Just a little bit. But it is concrete. It's way nicer to work on. Let's get to it. Alrighty, got her all jacked up. Not on Harbor Freight jack stands. So let's see what we're looking like. That one's got a little bit of play, but it ain't really that bad. Like I said, I do have 2 of them. One's on the way, one is here. The other one actually should come in today, but it'll probably be this afternoon. We're going to work. So we're going to just fix the worst one. Like I said, that one isn't too bad. So let's check the other side. Alrighty then. We're on the other side. And there's your problem. That's pretty bad. That's crazy you got that in just a few days. I just had the tires put on here last week or so. Didn't have any problems, didn't have any ABS lights. They told me my brakes were terrible, which I already knew. Once again, I already ordered them. I've been waiting to put them on. And today I was going to do the hub bearings and then do the brakes, you know, because you got to take it all off anyways. But due to the circumstances, it looks like I'm going to be taking the brakes off twice. So, oh well. Let's get started on it. Oh, it's so nice to have my tools back. Ready for NASCAR. So last week I did some hub bearings on my mom's truck and I did not have my air compressor hooked up. And whoever just put the tires on it did not torque them. They just ugga-dugga them down. And it was really fun getting off with just a ratchet. And by fun, I mean not fun. It sucked. Well, we got it torn down. And as you can see, maybe not see, it's got a lot of play. I can move it by hand, which is pretty bad. But another thing I just found here, you know, normally the ABS light comes on when a wheel hub goes bad, or hub bearing, because it doesn't make contact with the tone ring. But it looks like this one here, if I can focus in, that one made a little bit too much contact with it. So more likely gonna have to replace that. But for right now, we're just gonna send it. We're gonna put it back in there and hope for the best. You know, obviously after we replace the wheel bearing. Yeah, fun. Alrighty, to save myself future headaches, I'm going to take me a little bit of emery cloth here. Yes, emery cloth, Justin. I have that stuff everywhere. Every toolbox, every tool bag, the toolbox on my truck, I even keep it next to my bed. Because it works. Saves you a headache later on down the road. But anyways, we're going to clean this up. Slap some grease on it, that way it never seizes on there. Yes, you can use anti-seize, or some people call it never seize, but mine's dried up and I don't have any tap magic to bring it back to life. I guess I could just dump oil in it. But this will work just as well. So we'll get it done and move on to our next step. And here's the reason why you buy the better brand. Remember that ABS line wasn't have to go by? This one comes with it. I guess they've seen that problem a time or two before. I'm glad they did, because that saved me a trip. Alrighty, we are ready to put the brakes back on. I am going with factory AC Delco brake pads. And there's a reason for that. There's a little story. Pull up a chair. When I bought this truck, it had 100,000 miles on it, right at it, like 98,000 miles. Hit 100,000 miles, brakes started making some noise. So I brought it in, checked them, needed brake pads. They were AC Delco brake pads on there. I'm pretty sure they were the original factory pads. Got 100,000 miles out of them. That's pretty freaking good. So, at the time I went to Chevrolet, bought brake pads for this truck, AC Delcos. They were $100. That was a hard pill to swallow. Normally, at the time, brakes were like $24.99 for a basic AutoZone pair. So, another 100,000 miles ago, actually 130,000 miles, we went to Tennessee, the first time we ever got to take a vacation. Going down the mountains, it started making a bunch of noise. And I was like, well, that's not good. So, ended up changing the brakes in AutoZone's parking lot. I did the rear brakes, they were gone, which, that ain't a big deal. They needed to be changed. And found the front brakes were metal to metal, so changed those out. Didn't change the rotors because I was kind of running low. We were on vacation. I already spent $300 some in parts. Had to change wheel cylinders also in the back. They were leaking. Since I was there, might as well do it. I'm driving in the mountains, so I kind of need brakes. Yes, I know. Didn't change the rotors, but still, it got me by. And it's lasted till today with bad rotors. That's why I'm changing the rotors now, putting new pads on. But anyways, back to my story. I put AutoZone pads on, which I used to work at AutoZone. I got nothing against AutoZone. But I've learned a huge difference between factory brakes and aftermarket brakes. And I will show you the difference. 100,000 miles on my truck when I got it, or when I put my brakes on, I never, not once, had dust on my wheels. It was a little bit. You could wipe it and you could tell it clean from dirt, just like I was wiping the paint. Yeah, you're going to see a mark. But nothing like an aftermarket brake pad. That right there, that's just a little bit. My other wheel's like completely black. That is enough to make me buy a factory pad. And really, in all honesty, don't go to Chevrolet and buy pads. They will stick it to you. I went online, got these for like $30, 36. They come with hardware and everything. I was waiting on them to come in, and when I had tires put on the truck, the guy at the store, he was pretty much like, your pads are metal to metal. So I knew they were getting low. I didn't think they were that bad. So I had to run to the parts store and just buy something to get me by until these ones showed up, which is like literally 4 days later. But I digress. I needed pads then, So I went to the store and drove to O'Reilly's because it's right here around the corner from the house. Went in there and told him, I need the cheapest pads you can got. If you can sell me half of a set of pads, that'd be awesome. I'll take that. Dude was like, it'll be like $36, cheapest pads. I'm like, no way. I will drive across town to AutoZone. They got value crafts for $9.99. Regular Duralast are $24.99. That's what I put on here the last time. So I drove all the way across town, like literally all the way across town into Montgomery. I'm a ways, probably a good 40 minutes away. And got in there and said, hey, I need the cheapest brake pads you got. And he was like, $36. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I was like, well, what happened to Valuecraft? Oh, we don't carry that anymore. And I was like, Duralast used to be $24.99. Yeah, the price is going up. I'm like, well, I guess it's been a while since I bought brakes. So yeah, looks like buying online is kind of the way to go nowadays. I tried to steer away from it, try and support businesses, keep them in business, but you gotta look out for yourself too. Try and save money and eventually get a better product in the long run. So that is why I use AC Delco parts, or a factory part. If I'm working on a Ford, I try and go with Motorcraft. Unless it's just ungodly expensive. If I'm gonna buy a wheel bearing that's AC Delco, which I didn't do here, I got Moog, which I think Moog's equivalent, if not better. Uh, but yeah, if an AC Delco part is like $500 and an aftermarket part is $100, yeah, I'm gonna go with the aftermarket part. You gotta kind of use common sense there and dollars and cents. But if I can, I'll stick with a original equipment part. Price determining that. So there's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Let's get back to it. Alrighty, we got it all put back together, all new parts. Went smooth. There isn't any reason why it shouldn't have. I'm gonna do a how-to video. It'll be a separate video. Usually when I do some repairs, I try and do a somewhat entertaining video, and then I do a short, quick how-to, get it in, get it done. Because I myself watch YouTube videos and just to see how much of a nightmare a job's gonna be, how long it's gonna take. That way, if I need to quote something, I have some idea of what I'm getting into. And I hate watching videos where it has a 20-minute explanation in the beginning of what to do. So when I do a repair video, it's pretty much like, this is what you need, this is what it is, let's do it, done. If I got anything to add, I'll add it in the end. That way, if somebody's out there just looking for something fast to reference, there it is. But yeah, we're done. Throw the tire back on, push the brake pedal, and then tomorrow I'm going to do the other side once my part gets here. I think that'll about wrap it up, hopefully. Still got a bunch to do today. My day's not over by far.